welcome back to Lynchy's Corner for 2015. I hope you've all had a lovely break, and we're proudly sponsored by Woodgrove Shopping Centre in Melton. And now to help us cover the Under-18s Nationals and the Ballarat teams that will be covered by the girls, I will now throw it over to Sean.
Thanks, mate, Lynchy. I can't believe you actually handed the reins of Lynchy's Corner over to me for this week, but the reason we've done that is because I'm actually interviewing you. So,
That is correct.
Lynchy, welcome to Lynchy's Corner.
Thank you, Sean.
Emma Lynch and Amy McDonald joining us as well. Of course, everybody knows Amy in the football scene in Ballarat, two-time BFNL Youth Girls at best and fairest. And the reason we're talking to these girls today, as Lynchy said in the intro, we're talking the Vic Country Under-18 National Championships team, of which you're both a part. Congratulations.
Thanks, Sean.
Third year in this team, Lynchy. Well, in the incarnation since Vic Country split out on its own, basically, and with the Tasmanian team.
Yep.
Looking forward to it again this year, the carnival?
Oh, I'm super stoked for it. It'll be a great experience over in Perth, and yeah, really looking forward to it.
No injuries to worry about or anything this time,
None
is there?
this
No
year.
broken legs or anything like that?
Touching wood, I'm good.
Still
I'm
a
all
week and
good.
a half before you get on the plane, so
That's
touch as much of that wood as you can.
Mum's wrapping me in cotton wool, it's fine.
And probably
We're
fair
all
enough
covered.
too. Whereas the one down the end, I was asking, do you play school footy today? Yep. Are you going to play club footy this weekend? Want to. How hard is it to not do anything like that, knowing that you're going over and representing your state, and if you get injured, you're basically not on the plane?
Yeah, it's a very difficult decision because I do find it hard to say no and to not play a game of football. But I don't know, I guess I have to look at the bigger picture here and try and just make the smarter decision, which I sometimes do and sometimes don't make.
And a fairly strong Vic Country squad this year as well, Lynch, including some fair representation from our league as well. I think in the initial squad there were 9 girls, including emergencies, that were named, so really good to see that kind of representation from our league.
Yeah, exactly, and all the younger girls coming through will probably give it a good crack next year, so yeah, it'll be really surprising, and it was really good turnout to see a lot of Ballarat girls that got picked in the squad.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And then, of course, some girls that you know through playing against in interleague footy, and that you've played in Rebel squads, in Lily Mithen, your captain, Tamika Beeston, that is the vice captain that you've played against in the Geelong League as well for so long. You get on really well with those girls as well. They're almost like sisters to you, aren't they, Az?
Definitely, yeah. They just become a bit of a family, and the friendship you make with all the girls you play football with is just unbelievable. Like, you just pick up just like you left off when you see them again.
So the carnival's in WA this year, May 2nd to May the 8th. How many games do you play within the carnival?
4 games in 5 days, so
Wowee.
it'll be a pretty grueling schedule, but
Yep.
that's alright. We're on our training programs now, so Prue will have us up and running.
And that's not including finals, is it, Amy? That's 4 games, and then
think
if you
it
play
is
finals, it's more.
That
or-
is included.
Oh, it is including
Yeah.
finals. So you're already banking in that you're playing in the finals.
Oh,
You've
yeah,
just included
definitely.
that in your
Play
games
4
already.
games. You definitely play 4 games anyway because you play
Nice.
off for your third
Ah,
and
gotcha.
4th spot.
Yeah.
So no matter what, there'll be 4 games.
We're not
So-
playing off for 3rd and 4th though.
No.
Going for
That's
the big one
confidence.
this year.
How's
Big
the
one
confidence
this
in
year.
these two already? And it's not just obviously players in the coaches as well. Squad coaches in the squad this year. Sean O'Loughlin's going over with you. Of course, Tim Shearer, who is Mr. Female Football in the Ballarat region, will be going along as well. So really good coaching representation from the area. And good for you girls because it's people that you know and that you're familiar with as well.
Yeah, exactly. Sean's quite excited with the group he's put together this year, and Tim's as lovely as ever to manage us, even though we get up to a little bit of mischief, but that's all right.
And you don't think that we don't hear about it in the office, all the mischief that you get up to as well? Bloody girl.
Oh, well, we hope you don't, but that's another story if anything comes out.
It
That's
does
all right.
indeed. And I suppose looking at the bigger picture as well, Amy, the women's game this year, they've doubled it. They're playing 2 AFL women's games, Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs this year. Gone through the drafting process in the last couple of days. Of course, Caitlin Ashmore from the Ballarat area selected once again. Is that something that you're hoping to look towards in the next couple of years?
Yeah, always hopeful. Just really don't know what's going to happen, but it really is just a huge representation of how fast the game is growing and just the places that female football can get to and will get to.
Who's one of the teammates do you reckon to look out for in the Vic Country squad this year, Lynchy? Obviously, it's a fairly big squad, but someone that people may know or may get to know fairly closely in the next couple of years through their footy.
Well, I think Ballarat has probably been talked about a lot in footy circles in recent times, and of course Lily, who joined me over on our tour to New Zealand. Who's captain in the group this year, will be another strong player.
Yep.
And I think also Ainsley as well will put in a very good show. Ainsley Kemp from the Bendigo League. So yeah.
Who's also in the Rebels
yeah,
Academy,
she's also
isn't
in
she?
the Rebels Academy with us. Yeah.
Beautiful. How's the Rebels Academy going anyway, Amy? Obviously something kind of newish that's come up this year with the way that the Academy's been structured and aligned with the Rebels and the TSC Cup competition. How's that been?
I think it's still a bit of a work in progress just to get to that final destination, but it's just been really helpful for developing our own football and the game as a whole, and as well as the friendships you make through that, and just you can definitely see the growth that's starting to happen due to those programs in the academies.
That is absolutely awesome that we've got that kind of pathway as well. You're now starting to get that talent pathway, so that when you're talking about in a couple of years' time, when that women's game expands and there's more teams involved, then there's obviously the pathways all the way through like there is with the boys. But speaking of pathways, obviously the Youth Girls competition is where it all started for you two, and we kick it off again this weekend. Youth Girls footy is back, and interesting round one match. You're Redan, you're Ballarat, playing each other round one, and neither of you are playing.
No.
What's going on there? Obviously, of course, in cotton wool, as you said. Let's put in cotton wool for the week.
Yep. No, our coaches have strongly suggested that we shouldn't play this week, just for purposes, so they'd like to take a fully fit team away.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're looking at
You're not happy with that, are you, Abe?
No. I hate it.
But Sean and Tim have been adamant that if one of us, if we get injured or so, we will not be heading on that plane. So I think it's better safe than sorry this weekend.
Which is probably fair enough. Anyway, how do you see the competition coming over this year anyway? Because some differing landscapes, as always, in the Youth Girls' aims. You're the hunted once again. You're coming off another premiership win. But how's the Redan squad shaping up for this year?
From the Lightning Premiership, before that, we were really unsure how we were going. We didn't really... No, we weren't thinking we were that strong, but coming out of the Lightning Premiership, we have a lot more confidence than we did beforehand, and we have a pretty different team, but we feel like we've got, a nice, standard throughout the girls, and we've got a nice layout that we hope we can go for another.
Now, Lynchy, the Swannies didn't play in the Lightning Premiership. Have you been struggling to get those numbers on the track, and how's the numbers looking at the moment going into round one?
Oh, we weren't so much as struggling. We've been getting some pretty good numbers to training.
Good to hear.
But it was just that certain weekend that we had some girls going away or coming back from holidays, so it was just a bit of a struggle to get a team on the park. Mm-hmm. But the girls that did really want to play played for the Lake Wendouree Football Club, and they put on a pretty good show there. Yep. So it was good to see the confidence that had grown in the girls that had actually played. So.
Looking at the makeup of your squads this year, there's always girls that we see as bolters in many ways, which happens with women's footy as well, because there's girls that develop faster than others and girls that we haven't seen before that take to the game straight away. Who's that one in your team this year that we're all going to be talking about at the end of the year that we don't know about right now, Abs?
For me, I'd say Lauren Murphy. She's a Loretto girl, does rowing, and what I've seen from her so far, she has played with us before, but she hasn't been talked about as much, but I think this year she will definitely be known throughout the Ballarat League.
And who's the bolter in the Ballarat squad this year, Lynchy?
One of our younger girls, actually, Sky. She's been putting in some pretty good performances at training, and her confidence has really grown over the last couple of seasons. So, it should be really interesting and really good to see how she grows through this season. And after we leave, we'll probably take the team over. So.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
And to the both of you, who's your biggest threat this year in the competition? Obviously, your biggest threat for the premiership, Amy, and the one that you think is going to be up and coming this year in the comp, Lynchy, the team?
Maryborough, I reckon. The bit of the Smokies in the league at the minute, so I reckon with Shamika Sadler coming over from the Rovers, and it'll really strengthen their team throughout. So,
Ames?
I'm probably with Lynchy there, Maryborough, or possibly Lakers again, but Maryborough's my pick.
You don't like Lakers very much, do you? There's this whole Redan Lakers thing, and it's you could see it just simmering underneath, and you were pretty happy to beat them at the Lightning Premiership, weren't you?
Oh, can't say I wasn't.
Yeah, you were. I saw it. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's always good to beat Lakers. We've had a rivalry for a few years now since it's been close between us, but
It's almost transferred, that rivalry. It was Redan and Ballarat early on, and now it's almost Redan and Lakers.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. Yeah.
It's alright, we're going to come back. We're going to hit hard this season.
I like to hear that. That's some good, confident kind of stuff. Girls, thanks for joining us today. Obviously, thanks for talking Vic Country and thanks for talking Youth Girls Competition. But hang on a second. Why am I wrapping things up? This is your show. You wrap it up for us.
Thanks for just taking over for
No,
a minute, Sean.
I do that. So just slap me around the head and get me back in line if needs be. Your show, Lynchy. Take it over.
That's alright. Thank you for watching once again Lynchy's Corner, back for 2015.